John and Rachel, and it's the Jagoff Late Night episode number 19. We are here at McKnight Road, 5000 McKnight Road, where you should come every Friday night and come hang out with us because look what's here tonight.
Cheese.
Wine, cheese, and crackers brought by our studio craft services. Jack Hunt, Johnny Angel, comes with a song and a delivery.
The best part is you walked in today and you said, I'm so hungry. This should have been a day we brought food, and he magically appeared.
Right. So we have cheese and wine, and we have Trulies and all this stuff. So you can always bring your own snacks.
Bribery.
Bring your own
It's
drinks.
complete bribery.
Come, and it's 5:30 to 6:30. Anyways, you are listening or watching to the Jagoff Late Night, and we'd appreciate if you're watching it. Subscribe to it. Tell your peeps about it. And then if you're listening to it on the radio, just come back here every Friday night. As you start to get ready to do fires in your driveway, maybe turn it on every 10 o'clock.
That means summertime, right?
Yes.
Summertime.
That's
All right,
right.
listen. We have a couple of blogs that we want to talk about because in case you don't know, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, fair-ish, we do blog posts. Thursday, we try to do a little jagging around with, but all those days, we point out the crazy criminals and the people who are just jags. We're term of endearment jags, but sometimes we got to point them out. So before we get into those blogs, we want to wish a very welcome home, and we're so happy that you're happy and healthy, John Shalkowski.
Yeah.
Super excited to hear that, because
John
last
from
week we talked about how we were raising money for him.
Odd Pittsburgh. We'll still take your raising money, by the way, so you can put your name on the card. Why we're having you Venmo us is so we know who to sign the card from.
It's a Yinzer card, guys. So we want to say, feel better, YaJagoff. That's basically it. All right, tell us what was on the blog.
What was on the blog? So, shopping carts, shopping buggies are a big nag for lots of people. And this one is one that I took where I literally watched the person put their shopping buggy right by their car, go around the other side and get in their car and leave it right by their own car. Like the corral thing is literally 6 parking spots away.
The corral thing, like the caddy.
The thing that takes all the carts.
Is it a
the
caddy?
Buggies.
Is it a caddy?
And I call it the corral, the cart corral.
Okay.
But anyways, took a picture of the person sitting in their car, leaving their cart literally right there.
Can I add one? I know that we're going to go to the next one, but I would like to add that if I were to point out Jagoffs this week, it would be every bathroom in my house because my children do not know how to put toilet paper back on. And John loves when I call out my kids as Jags because it drives me up a wall.
We have both called out our own homes.
Toothpaste that you just leave, right? There's a drop left. The toilet bowl.
The
we
chips that are empty. The chip
drives
bags
us
that are
crazy.
empty.
Yeah. All right. Next up from the blog post, we took a little road trip to Latrobe. Right.
And
why were we in Latrobe, real quick?
Because we had to go up there and find out all about where the banana split was invented.
Oh my God.
And Monica, as you'll see in an upcoming video, learned how to make the official banana split while we were there.
Valley Dairy, you guys. There's 13 different locations all up that way.
That's right. We had to get gas to get home.
Yeah.
And I hate that little. Well, you have to go look. You'll see it in the picture here. That little hook where the hose always catches on.
Yeah.
And it's like, for God's sake, some engineer get rid of that. You can engineer the gas pump to talk to me,
right? But
you can't engineer that little tab to
go away.
Do it right,
you Jag.
Right.
I gotcha. All right. Super stoked for the Jags who are on tonight because literally in my mind, I was crafting that episode 2 was going to be one of my absolute favorites because she was not available for episode 1. But she's finally here on 19.
Right.
It took a little bit of time. Shelly Duffy, who we make fun of because she's a dear, dear friend of ours. And we wanted to have her on the radio a couple of months ago when we were doing, the different talks. And she went to a different station.
Like, not even just a different station down the road, the wrong side of town.
Yeah. So she owed us. She got here on 19.
Took her this long to get here, so she's
we're
here.
Stoked, yeah.
In the meantime, we have some cool music. Sometimes we have a band here, but Kid Mental is here, who we met a long time ago on the Aaron Kleiner
COVID
podcast.
days, yeah.
That's right. And anyways, wait till you see what Kid Mental is going to do with the
Blows our
names
mind.
Jagoff and John and Rachel.
Yeah, and shout out because we were on with him on the Days with Aaron Kleiber. So, hey, Aaron, thanks for the intro. Also, I'm going to use a Pittsburgh word, Worsh.
And that's, you're going to wash yourself with the soaps that we're going to find out about. Casey is here with Pittsburgh Worsh.
I actually purchased many items for Christmas from her. And I'll tell you what, she has a memory like an elephant because she actually knew that. She's one of those people, since it's her business, she knows like what you buy, what her clientele is. So you need to check this out and find out what else she has.
So before we talk to our guests, we have this new episode thing called Mitch Minutes. Mitch Dugan, Dugan guy. Well, he tells us all about his Pittsburgh things, and tonight
I know I did it wrong.
Mitch is going to talk about Pittsburgh's sports because the Penguins are hot. Mitch Dugan, Mitch Minutes.
We gotta tell them what it's from. Okay.
Introducing your Pittsburgh attorney, Mitch Dugan.
If you've been to a Penguins game, you know, and it's Malkin, he's like, you know, and down the line, you know, and you're a captain, and then same thing. No, I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh, and I'm a fan of all the sports teams: Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and Panthers, Duquesne as well, basketball. In any event, in terms of the Penguins games, when my kids were little, we had a very small like a quarter game pass. So I used to take them to games. And so it was a big thing with my kids when they were little, and they were very big fans, and we had all, the hats and the shirt. Every Christmas I'd get each of them a shirt. Going to Pens games has been a fun thing for me and my family for years since that time. The thing about the Penguin games, as well as the Steeler games and the Pirate games, is you gotta have a Permanis. Which is something, it's an addiction. I don't know. You're at a sports event, I know, Permanis and a beer, right? Something like that.
Rach, I have to vent. Here's my dryer vent. This one time, I found a lead press-on nail in my dryer stuff, and it was not mine.
Vom in the throat.
Ugh.
One time, my kids left Kleenexes from one of their worst whooping coughs in their pocket.
Guys, you guys are such jagoffs. That's not the type of dryer venting we're talking about. We professionally clean your dryer vent to increase your dry time and save you guys some money.
For
Soaking
4
wet,
hours.
like 10 pounds
You
wet.
jagoffs, you need to get your dryer vents cleaned.
PittsburghUsedCars.com, with hundreds of used cars across 8 dealerships throughout the city. We provide the greater Pittsburgh area with a premium used car buying experience. Looking for unbeatable pricing on some of the best used cars in Pittsburgh? Visit Pittsburgh Used Cars Clearance Zone today. We're providing out-the-door pricing on all of our clearance zone inventory. PittsburghUsedCars.com. Mancini's Bakery, 97 years in business and still getting better. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you will see various Pittsburgh personalities like Gretchen McKay, Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes, KDKA's own Mary Hours, and WPXI's Jenna Harner, learning how to make the famous Italian twist bread. Follow Mancini Bakery on Instagram and Facebook, and remember to ask for Mancini's.
Back to YaJagoff Late Night. And again, 5000 McKnight Road is where we gather every Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. Is what do you call it in the industry? Live to tape.
Mm-hmm.
And so you come here, you hang out, you drink, you play Pac-Man back behind me, you eat some cheese and crackers that Jack, Johnny Angel do woo brings.
Oh my God,
And,
what is John on?
and then we hang out, and then we go home and we make popcorn and watch it at 10 o'clock at night.
I mean, I don't, but that's a great way
wow.
to watch it. Yeah.
You don't even watch your own brand.
I don't.
Right. So I did all of that so you could
just are
prepare
hungry. You want
the
popcorn.
introduction
Oh,
for this next
the mother
guest.
of all introductions.
Yes.
So John absolutely loves Greg Brown. It's no joke, right? And as do I. But that is his, when we were planning YaJagoff Late Night, he was like, he has to be my first guest. My absolute favorite, as I'm looking at my dad in my left, peripheral, is Pete Hewlett. I love Pete, and I jokingly, I'll say to Pete, you're the best, yeah. He's like, whatever. But you are my favorite female of all time, and that's a lot because women get on my nerves. And
I
so
know
the fact
we've had this discussion,
And Rachel's mom.
And it's hard
And
to
Rachel's
work
mom
with
watches
women.
this
It
too,
truly
by the
is.
way.
And my
just so you
mother
know.
watches it. Yeah, I love her, but you're up there.
Well, thank
and you could not come until episode 19, but I'm so happy you're here.
Well, do you want to tell them why I couldn't come till episode
So,
19?
Here's what happened. John and I were doing a little show called YaJagoff on Q right here at Q92.9.
7 to 10, Mondays through Friday.
We were, and we said, Shelly, you should come on with us. She's like, I would love that. And she was genuine. She was not blowing us off.
Oh, no.
And then we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And then she's like, hey, I'm here. She texted us, I'm here. So we went downstairs.
Right.
We're like, Shelly, we don't know where you are. Because she was at another radio station.
Right. And like here, there are two radio stations side by side.
Right.
It wasn't like she was at the other one next door.
Correct.
She was at a completely different area of town.
It was
Yes.
just in my head.
North,
Honest
south,
to God.
yeah.
I know. I'd gone through a tunnel. I was cursing. I was like, just everybody get out of my way. I got to get to that building.
And then that wasn't the building.
wrong
Because you were like, there aren't a lot of
building.
cars here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no one here, but okay.
crickets.
Whatever.
Literally one of my favorite stories
So
ever.
I'm like, okay, so
go
if
through
you
anything to
dare
have
to
you.
have me.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is that you've changed the level because, as we know, Rachel's probably one of the smartest people in the world that I know.
Absolutely.
But has
She
no
is.
idea when it comes to mapping or direction or GPS.
Oh,
Zero.
really? Oh,
Gets
yeah.
out of Shelly.
Okay,
Shelly gets
okay.
out of the car at Giant Eagle, knowing that we're looking at the front door of Giant Eagle, and goes around the back of the car to go into Giant Eagle. Okay, so the good news is you completely lowered the standard on directions at this point.
Shelly,
there
I'm
we go.
terrible.
All right, good. Okay.
And it annoys John. Very like he's like, you just did a lap of the
I was
car.
going to say. And you guys go, you're always doing
He's
stuff
my
and going
driver.
places. Okay.
Yeah.
I am the driver.
Are you
right?
really?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I am the driver.
All right, so Shelly Duffy, listen to me. You have been around. You've been the queen, I think, the queen of media
You're
for
very
quite some
kind.
time. So
I'm
I
100
love that
years
you
old,
tell
yeah.
this. No, you tell this story because you have experienced multiple facets of media.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched it grow, and so much so that you started with radio, and then you and your daughters did your podcast
We
for
did
quite some time.
for a while. Till
Yeah.
my daughter screwed that up. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Can we edit that part? No, I'm kidding. I actually messed that up. But anyway, I love
No,
her
but it was-
dearly. I love her dearly.
Yeah, of course. And it was such a great thing to watch because anyone who was the Duffy follower, you knew that you were getting, candid, raw,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you guys were feeling. And you were talking serious topics.
Oh, we
And-
were, and honestly, I miss it very much. There were honestly, I was joking before, but like there were so many things that played into, why we weren't able to do it any longer.
Sure.
But it was so much fun because it's just not. That's not something you see or hear. First of all, a lot of mothers and daughters don't even get along, much less are able to talk about the things that we were able to talk about. And sometimes things got heated. Sometimes things, it was difficult, but it was fun, and it was always something that I had dreamed about. And even for the time that we did it, it was just it was a wonderful experience, and it was just so cool to be able to work with my daughters and say that I did that. And we talk about every now and again, maybe someday. Sarah's got a bunch of kids, so
She
it may
really
take
does,
a
yeah.
while
Yeah.
before we can get back into the swing of things. If we do, maybe I'll cut down at work or whatever. But yeah, it's really cool, and that's what people are doing. They're watching shows like this. They're it's just a very different world now, and I love it. But it's very different than when I was coming up in it.
Yeah.
It's very different in the fact that when you were doing morning radio here in Pittsburgh, and right, so many
Yeah.
years, and the fact that morning radio is sort of like, well, we know Monica does it here, but the crazy thing is that morning radio, there's so many other opportunities for you to be on Shelly Duffy on the air if you wanted to be in the
Exactly.
morning. You could
Exactly.
have a podcast, you could have a video cast.
That's
you could have,
just it.
Yeah,
It's
isn't
ju-
that
that's what I'm
crazy?
saying. It's so different
Yeah.
now. I mean, I was listening
And you've
to
adapted.
Well, you have to. I mean, I don't care how old you are. If you want to do what you love, and if you want to stay within the business, and that's with any industry, you have to adapt. People had to learn computers. People had to learn how to text. People had to learn how. I mean, there are a million and one things that we've had to learn throughout the day. My God, I was with my mother, and God, I love her so much. I do, and it's God love her. She's
love her.
I do.
See?
I keep saying that.
Yeah.
But anyway, but today she was looking for the number. I had to take her to the get her taxes done. She's looking for the number for the IRS so she can call to check when her refund is coming in. I'm like, Mom, do you want me to just do it? I can do it online. It takes like 2 seconds. No. I want to call. Well, nobody had the phone number because everybody does it online. And the poor woman, but she doesn't want to do any. She never
It's
wanted
her
to
way,
learn. She never wanted to get into that kind of thing. And I hope that I always do adapt and keep going because that's what keeps you young too. I think,
100%. And what do you think? You were on radio before everybody had to tweet and Facebook.
Oh,
during
yeah,
the show, whatever.
absolutely,
What was the
absolutely.
first social media the channel that you adopted? I guess maybe Facebook, but
Facebook,
And
it was,
why
yeah.
was it
Yeah.
for work purposes?
No,
or
my
was it
daughters
family?
talked me into it.
Okay.
Yeah, they said, Mom, everybody's on Facebook. You got to get on Facebook. I'm like, why do I have to get on Facebook? I really don't care. Now, it's like, oh, I go away last weekend. And I'm like, oh my God. Here's where we are. And I have to do cute little emojis and all like songs, and like I do everything on all the platforms. And I'm like, God, I gross myself out.
Yes,
but it's a lot to keep out,
It
keep
is.
up after. Honestly, I've talked with even the TV people, and just their priority is social media.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, because that's what everybody's. As soon as we get up in the morning, as soon as we go anywhere, I mean, killing time. We're all sitting on our phones, checking everything, looking at everything. So you have to adapt, and you have to stay with it, because
I
you'll
was
be
gonna
left
say,
behind.
You and John especially, I love to hear what's happening with your grandchildren, you know, and I think that you're examples of staying young for that purpose, because you want to be that vibrant, what is happening, so that you're relative, right, to that child.
Yes, and it's very funny because my oldest granddaughter, Evelyn, will like
who you spit out. I just told you that. I mean,
Yeah.
she is her clone. You
She's-
have to see Evelyn. She
I
looks exactly
absolutely-
like
Is that
her.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that little girl. She was my first. So there's a little bit. I love my other two, Ivy and Max. Amazing one, but she's just my first, so it's a little bit different with her. But she is just the sweetest thing. But yeah, I have to watch YouTube so that I can do experiments and things with
I've
her.
watched them,
You know what I
yes.
mean? Because that's what she wants to do, and she watches experiments and things
You
on
did
YouTube.
water on Skittles.
Oh, water on Skittles. Hello.
She's like, that was so 3 weeks ago.
Oh my
Rachel."
God! Like, yeah, I have like 4 other ones planned. But anyway, but no, it's just so fun. But it's kind of cute because her friends know me from their parents, because my daughter's friends and their age group all listened when they were growing up. So it's funny because even like I thought, oh my God, they have no idea. But several of them will come up to me like, hey, we see you on TV and we know like you're famous. I'm like, no, but thanks. Okay, thanks for the ego boost. I love it. So yeah.
Come on, sing
Yeah.
it. You can't get out of this segment.
I can't, John. I
Come
can't.
on, you
no,
can't.
I
You
felt
sing
pressure. I
everywhere.
felt that was so inappropriate.
Monica,
When I'm
is she
ready.
not always ready
When
to
I'm
sing?
ready.
You're
No,
always
you
armed
can't
and
just
dangerous
expect
with
that
this
to
song.
Did you
happen.
hear
All right.
that? When I'm ready.
Wow.
No, I just, it's a pressure. I'm sweating now.
I know.
Anytime
Shelley-
you hear something that reminds you of a song, you do it. All right, well, let's go to Shelley's junk drawer thing.
Shelley,
How about
what
that?
did you bring for junk drawer?
Well, as
wait,
I-
let's preface.
Yeah.
In the car ride over, Tracy said, Shelley is not bringing you a junk drawer gift because she is too immaculate. And I said, oh, we know this of her. Because one of the first game shows that we did, do you remember? We found out from Paul that she is ridiculous. Like, she can't sleep.
She
if
has a
knows there's
riding
lint.
vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
Wait.
Right.
Real quick. I have garbage cans in my house. You can't use them though. They're just for looks. And like if you put anything in my bathroom garbage can, it's out. Like immediately. And it's put away in a garbage can that you can't see, like under the sink or
It's like
something in the
Disney.
kitchen. Yeah.
We need a new vacuum kind of system in a house that sucks it out of the bottom called the Shelley.
Exactly.
Right? It just takes it
Goes
to a
around
central
and
repository.
I mean, I'm a sick individual. But no, I do
Were you
have a
always
junk
like
drawer.
that?
Well, I'm going to be really honest, and I'm going to tell you why. My youngest sister had leukemia growing up.
right,
So
sure.
my mom, we had to keep things very clean all the time because, she was immunocompromised and we always had to keep everything so she didn't get sick. And that went on for, and so that's like a huge core memory.
Got it.
And so I think that's where it started. And God rest her soul, she passed away last year. Love her so much, but she was the reason that I think
about
that I
that?
became a little bit because
Yeah.
I also helped raise my brother and sister while they were at the hospital
Wow,
all the
yeah.
time. So it I think it's just something that my mom was always pretty clean and we always had chores and did things, but I'm a little over the top.
A little bit. At least she can admit
Yeah,
it. And John,
Oh, I admit it.
treasure hunt pays the most.
Oh,
There
she
you
was
go.
ready.
She did
I was
it.
ready.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just
It was-
talking
listen,
to them
she's-
about bringing back that
She's
jingle.
literally
The
on
treasure
call
hunt
for
lady.
any kind of music
Yeah,
drop
but you
at
were,
this point.
Like I was
Yeah.
thinking of something, and then
All
you were
right,
like,
what
it.
do you have
I
for a
can't.
junk drawer, knowing that you're not a junk collector?
I can't even believe I have. I do have one.
It's in a baggie.
It's in a baggie because it's neat.
It's been wiped off.
I have several.
Okay, cool. I know. Spill it.
Can I
Okay.
open it there? I can't see because I'm old and I
You're
can't
not
see
even
the
a
thing.
little bit old.
So I have this. I don't know why I have it.
All right.
It's like
It's
a
a
light.
light.
Here,
And
we'll hold it
somebody can use that. Yeah, somebody
right.
can use that.
Oh, that's perfect.
there,
I
yeah.
think I would put those in drawers
Run
so
to the
you could
light,
see
carry
better.
on, run.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Okay.
closets or something. I don't know. I think this is from my hot tub. I'm not sure.
You know, Shelley's just getting rid of things, right? I
Yeah,
just wanna-
right. She's
I-
that is exactly right.
I know.
Do you want to keep it? There you go.
Yes.
Okay. And then I have 16 of these. So
Oh,
again,
they look like
are.
IKEA
Yeah.
wrenches.
These are
For those
ju-
listening, they look
these-
like those
yeah.
cheapy IKEA wrenches.
they're the ones that you
just called them
tighten.
cheap.
Tighten
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
I needed that for the
Yeah.
wine.
All right.
So there's that.
Okay.
Right.
And then
We won't even
I
explain
have.
why we needed that
I
for
do
the
know
wine.
this because I deal with coins every day. It's a foreign coin, but I'm not sure
Oh,
which one.
okay, all right.
So,
What
but
is
we
it?
don't
Oh,
need
okay.
that. We don't need
All
that
right.
in my drawer.
Nice.
And then, I have a little mini. Like, look at this. It's so cute.
What
This
is
was
it?
hard. It's a little
It looks sharp.
screwdriver.
Oh, it's like a screwdriver bit.
Yeah,
a tip.
she's giving us
it's
weapons.
actually-
It's a little
Wow.
teeny one, not
It's
peeny
like
one.
that, right?
Not teeny.
It's a peeny teeny is better than a teeny
I
peeny.
don't know exactly. I didn't know where that was going, so I had to back way off that.
I
I had to
cannot.
back way off that.
Oh
Anyway, so
my
there's
God.
that. I don't need
Okay.
that. I have like
All right.
6 of those, so
Oh
I
my
gave you
God.
one.
Okay.
And then this I may have to ask for it back because it may go to something.
one of the kids, right?
Something with the kids. Like we
Yeah.
have a big water blow up.
Okay.
Thing.
House,
Yeah.
you know, we have pools. I have so much stuff. I'm a really good grandma. If I
I
could have done the
know.
grandkids without the kids, I would have done it. But anyway, I don't know what that is, so that's
right, we
yours
like it.
too.
We like
For
it.
now, we
then
have
I
it for a little
bit.
and this is kind of strange. One last thing.
One last thing.
Things to do. I can't read because I can't say. Things you never clean, but you should.
So she's giving us, for those
So,
listening to
yeah.
the podcast
Tips
or
to
the radio,
clean, yeah.
giving us a clip of an article, a actual newspaper type article
Yes.
that you
But
clipped
the
up.
funny
Who
part
has
is,
those?
I do all this.
Yeah, you're like, "Psh, got nothing on me.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Hey, there's no hyperlink.
You want the
for
bag? I don't
Shelley.
want it to go
It's
in
a
my
piece
junk
of paper.
Oh my God,
So there you
Shelley.
go.
All right, what is a random thought that you're having right now?
Do you know why we're asking this? Because our musician is going to put all of our random thoughts into some kind of improv music later. So what's your random
Kid Mental,
thoughts?
don't listen.
Yeah, close your ears.
Go in our soundproof booth
Yes.
that we paid a lot of money for.
My face is hot
Oh, okay.
There he goes. Is that it?
because I'm drinking wine.
Is this your
And
treasure
I've-
hunt voice?
No, I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's yours.
No, I'm very happy to be here. I have a great
Oh, that was
life.
nice.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But my face is really hot.
I like my face. It's really hot. It's like an
Yeah.
Usher song.
Face is really hot.
My face is
We're
really
being
hot.
the
But not like
documented.
hot in the, oh, hey, she's hot. It's like
Oh, yeah.
hot.
She's
like
hot.
Right.
hot.
But if
like
you have
hot.
a teeny
Hot
teeny,
flash.
don't call.
Don't
All right.
call if
Right.
you don't have it.
Shelley,
Yeah.
where can everybody find you and follow you?
You know what? Just Shelley Duffy Alexander now. I had to
I love
hyphenate
that.
my name.
Yes.
Because my husband was
We
like,
love
oh,
Paul.
hey, we'll go with your ex-husband's name. That's okay. But I'm like, Paul, like
We love
everybody
you,
knew
Paul.
me by that name. Like I still do stuff. I want to like,
Yeah.
okay. So then I had to go through the whole process to hyphenate
Aw, God
Alexander.
love him.
But I
Paul
love
Alexander.
him.
We
But
love
I
Paul
love him. He is
Alexander.
the best
There you
husband.
go.
Absolutely.
He's a
love
great
him. He's
guy.
a great guy.
Well,
So,
you're the
Hi,
best.
kids. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Alex. Hi,
We're
Evelyn,
gonna talk
Ivy, and Max.
soap. We're going to talk soap next, right?
We
my
love
God.
Shelley Duffy.
Worst.
We love
Get
Shelley
more
Duffy,
Shelley
though.
Duffy.
Thanks, Shelley.
YaJagoff.
If my younger self could see me doing these things now, I wouldn't believe it. To be a steam fitter, you need to be a problem solver. You can do instrumentation, hydronics, chillers, rigging, HVAC. I have this wonderful opportunity to grow my career.
It's not what you are that makes you a steam fitter. It's who you are. Over 100 years, and we're just getting started.
I've been thinking that Rohrich Automotive needs a new jingle.
Rohrich Automotive got the best cars around Pittsburgh.
Driving a Rohrich, I bought it at Rohrich. Picked up my new car at Rohrich Automotive. I got friends at Rohrich Automotive where the staff is nice and the dealership's loaded with brand new cars. And you can drive real far.
We're still hanging out in Millvale, and right now we're at Poetry Lounge with Sean. Sean, how are you?
You're doing great, thank you.
I said your name funky right there in that. Tell me all about Poetry Lounge. What is this place?
Okay, well, we are a bar, lounge. We do live music, poetry readings, DJs. We have something going on every night of the week.
How long has Poetry Lounge been around?
We opened October 1st, so we are brand new.
it's Monica, still hanging out in Millvale, and right now I am at the future location of Burgers Brewing. Right now I got Fiore and Neil. What's going on, sirs?
We're about to build a big-ass brewery over here. We're standing right now on the future brew deck of Burgers Brewing Company.
I know. John and Rachel, YaJagoff Late Night. If you aren't familiar, you need to become familiar with our Jeet Jet and our Where Ya At segments. This week, Monica was still in Millville. There's so much to do. She visited once, and there was a part 2, but we kind of threw some other things in between. So you need to go check out what's happening in Millville and check out all the videos on YaJagoff.com.
Thanks to Dryer Vent Wizard. And make
Love
sure,
them.
Listen, if your clothes aren't getting dry,
Go
and
watch
you're
our
running
video.
multiple cycles, listen, Dryer Vent Wizard is what you need.
There you go. Wow, I didn't know we were doing a
Dun, dun, dun,
commercial.
dun, dun.
It's Dryer Vent Wizard.
And who needs to wash?
I love it. Yes. Look, Casey, she was even dancing along.
Right.
She was the
See,
dancing
we got
worsher.
Casey in on the jingle.
Yes.
Right.
Casey. Yes, you did. Spirit fingers or jazz hands. I wasn't sure which way we were going. So of course you have heard of Casey because Pittsburgh Worsh Company has been around how many years now?
So actually just 4 this May.
4.
I'm a
Okay.
I'm a pandemic company.
Is
so
that
I knew
right?
that.
That's cool.
I did know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it feels
Yeah.
like it's been longer. Like you've been here.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
Right?
For
yeah,
sure, yeah.
It really does. But also if you think about the pandemic, also when people talk about it, you're like, what? That was, oh my gosh,
That
4
is
4
correct.
years ago. Like
Yep.
this week or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
right?
So literally,
It's
it was
crazy.
one of those things where you were home, you were tired of being home. What am I going to do? What silver lining can I pull from such a crazy situation?
Yeah.
And why soap?
Exactly. So I have a really crazy long story of how I got to where I'm at. But basically, I'm a retired cruise ship singer, professional
God.
singer, dancer.
What?
Yes.
The Love Boat. She's Jolly.
Yes. And you know, Pittsburgh Trivia,
Yeah.
the actress,
Yep.
from Pittsburgh.
is her
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. We'll
now
dial
now
that
you're
up.
testing me.
I don't know. I don't know, but that's so good, yeah.
But I always loved because, when you work on a cruise ship, you have a name tag and it
Yeah.
says your hometown. So as a cruise director, they'd see Casey, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they'd say, oh, like the Love Boat, right? Because a lot of people knew,
hokey,
right?
like
They
me.
knew that
Yeah.
trivia, right?
Yeah.
Or they were getting ready for cruise ship trivia. I'm not really sure.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked as a cruise ship entertainer for a really long time, basically. And then I decided I wanted to start a family. Came back to Pittsburgh from Erie. I lived in Erie for like a brief second.
Yeah.
Came back to Pittsburgh, and now I have kids. I did perform professionally here in the Pittsburgh area.
Wow.
But then COVID hit, and
Yeah.
I knew that I was working in classrooms with kids at the time. I just
Okay.
knew in my heart it was going to be a really long time before I was going to be able to get back into the, performing routine. I just knew. And so I was trying to find that creative outlet. A year prior, I had taken a soap making class. And sort of the stars aligned. A friend said to me, hey, I'm putting together self-care kits. I'm trying to uplift some other small businesses. And I feel like everybody would love like a really great bar of soap. Can you make me some soap? And so I immediately started thinking about how can I brand myself? Because there's actually a lot of soap makers here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
There's a lot. So a lot of people were telling me, don't do it. There's too many people that already do this. But I loved it so much. It was a creative outlet. I was having fun. There was clearly still a need for it. And so I started talking to people. I was originally going to be the singing soaper. That's what I wanted to be.
Oh my
And
God.
I was going to
Could
do
market that.
like YouTube videos and the whole bit. And I was going to
Right.
sing and do the whole. And my family was like, no, that's dumb.
That's-
You can't do that.
we didn't think so.
That's like,
yeah, we
that's
kinda
like dumb.
liked it, to be honest with
And
you.
so we were just chatting about Pittsburgh stuff, and my family, 4th generation from Ireland, off the boat here in Pittsburgh, right? Total yinzers. Like my family says all of the things that I use in my products. Like it's not hard work for me. I just, what are
You've
we gonna
recorded them. Okay.
Right, like what
Yeah.
are we going to call, my lip balm, right? So my lip balm is Baum Blvd.
Because
here in Pittsburgh,
yeah.
we drop the L, right?
Yeah.
We don't say I'm cold. Or
Right.
Cold?
Yeah,
Cold?
cold. Yeah, lazy
we
tongues.
don't.
Yes.
We don't do the L, right? My
Yeah.
sister was like, well, isn't Lip Balm Baum Blvd? And even I'm saying it to you now, and it sounds the same
Yeah.
phonetically, right?
Yes.
And so when people see that, they're like, oh my gosh, Baum Blvd, that's amazing, right? It's a Pittsburgh thing. We can
Yes.
connect to it.
Yeah.
But that was my sister. She gets all the credit for that.
That was very
Wow.
nice of
That's
you.
a good
the
one.
credit.
There you
yeah.
go. Okay.
So I just leaned in heavy with the Pittsburgh theme, and it's been really well received. So,
So many questions right now.
oh my gosh,
So
I
many.
know.
Do you
I
wanna
did
go
drop
first,
a
or-
lot.
You can go.
I dropped a
All right.
lot. Sorry.
So no,
I mean,
no.
yeah, you're a
so
cruise. I
many
mean,
questions.
God.
We just, the question that every day when we think about it, at 112 on our Facebook page, we ask a question of the day. One of the most recent questions was, do you discern between like what shampoo is, what soap is, or whatever? Most guys are like, nah, I just use whatever's in there.
Right.
Let alone we're going back to bar soap. So this is really interesting. So tell me a little bit about, is there a difference in between? Yes.
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 You're like,
There-
don't be a guy.
Yeah, no, there is. And it has to do, so soap is, for me being an artistic person, soap is really scientific, right? So when you make a bar of soap, and all of my soaps are different from each other. So that was one of the things that I love telling people when they come up and they see I have this beautiful bridge display that a local artist made for me, and I have all my soaps out. And I'll tell them each one of these is a different and unique recipe. So each ingredient that goes into a bar of soap saponifies at a different amount. So I use sodium hydroxide lye, and I mix that with.
I told you that's what she used.
Yes.
Yeah. You were right. Yeah.
Fats, oils and butters, right? But originally, you can do soap with 100% olive oil, 100% beef tallow, anything, right?
Get out.
But I mix it with other things. So every ingredient has sort of a different purpose. Some are more highly cleansing, some are highly moisturizing.
And
so
maybe not necessarily fragrant, but something to identify the smell or the.
Yeah. So at the end, if you don't add a fragrance or an essential oil, there's really nothing at all. So I have one I didn't bring with me today, but there's no fragrance at all. And people always pick it up. It's my baby soap, and they're trying to smell it. I'm like, there's no scent. There's like literally nothing added. It's just soap.
Because the scent is just to make us all feel good, right?
Yeah,
the scent doesn't
so-
really do
Smart,
much.
yeah.
Right. So really, if you're formulating to be high cleansing, that's going to different than a high moisturizing soap, right?
Yes.
And then you're talking about adding a surfactant, which is something that when you use something on your hair, you don't want to strip away the moisture in that. So it's like a whole different level of cleansing. So I would say.
So there is this science.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I make a men's beard soap, right? And with that, I super fat it at like 15%. So there's a lot of extra moisture that goes into that. You wouldn't use that on, you could, but I don't formulate it in the same way. So everything,
So
it's
yeah,
kind of
that
different.
was our question. Does it make a difference between shampoo or body soap?
Yeah.
I knew
Because
that,
guys
though.
just
I
take
mean-
the whole bottle and dump it on everything.
Well, I guess it depends on how much hair you have, right?
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
If you don't have a lot of hair, then it probably wouldn't matter. But
I
mean,
took
somebody
that
like
comment
me,
personally, to be honest with you. I took that comment personally.
So 4 years
Yeah.
since it started, obviously the company, because it's like we were just talking before we went on air. You literally are everything. You're your accountant. You're your marketer. You're your social media person. You're the face people see when they come up to the kiosk, right? So the initial vision, how has that changed in the last 4 years?
Yeah, so I think for me, when I first got started that first year, I actually, a couple months in, got pregnant with my third child. And it was also during the pandemic. So I didn't really go out a lot and do events. I really relied on social media and just selling, direct to consumer through my website. And there are a lot of other people that were makers were out there really doing it. So I felt like last year I had to really sort of play catch up a lot and get myself out there, like anywhere I could, anytime I could talk to people. So talking, as you can see, is not a problem for me. So I'm a true, Pittsburgher. Someone's, are you going to talk for 12 minutes? I was like, I am not 12.
Yeah, you're like, I hope they don't ever interrupt
I'm
me.
like
Right,
not
yes.
worried about
Yes.
that, right? Like I'm definitely going to be okay here. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find something to talk about. So yeah, for real.
But
so
you're super happy with where you are now.
yeah, no, it's great. And I feel like for me, it's like slow growth. And because I'm doing all of it myself. Like, it feels really authentic. It feels like, the growth is happening at the pace that it should. I do have some exciting things that I'm working on for this year. Some big, I know.
Yeah, she's not going to tell us.
Hear the crowd. Oh, so like my
say it
picture
out
of
loud?
It is,
She wants to come back on.
My picture of it is that you're at your stove and you're stirring a pot and all this kind of stuff of things, but now you've clearly have had to expand to something.
Some
like
people
that.
do work in their kitchen. I do not.
Okay.
So I have a beautiful Victorian home with a full basement.
Okay.
Great high ceiling. So I know, right? I converted all of that to my workspace.
Okay.
So that's where I have very creatively stacked things and kicked my husband and out of that space, right? So we have to store other things elsewhere. Like, this is all mine now. Like, I'm doing it all here. Sure. I had, my stainless steel tables and all of the things that I use are all in my workspace. But it's great because I can do it whenever I want.
Right,
so
it's your
I watch your podcast when I'm making soap.
Do you
There you go.
check?
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
Listen,
No,
but
I
let's
just-
remember this. She remembered what I bought. She didn't.
That is,
she
no, I
didn't meet
remember
you.
we did a little tour of the Steel Town, the metal place. And,
yeah,
and
Keystone,
that
right,
woman
Monica?
started this little metal cutting place, and she hired all of her friends. So, like for packing, is that what you've done now?
Do you call your neighbors?
You have your friends. Hey, we're having a soap
I
packing
have wine
party today,
Yeah.
right?
Come
Right?
I had a pretty one of my products is my pierogi shaped bath bomb, which
Okay.
is I'm the originator.
Here, let me show that.
Right?
You
Yeah,
really
yeah.
pulled this up. Oh my god.
So yeah.
Oh, listen to the crowd! Yay! The question, in case you didn't hear, was, does she do halushki too?
No, I don't. And people will ask, like, oh, does it smell like, potatoes and onions? And I'm like, no, it smells like apricot, which I think is really great, right? Because there are sweet pierogi. So that's like my sweet one, right? But I had 2 massive orders around the holidays. And so yes, I'm the only one that makes it. But when it comes to the packaging, my husband and I will sit up late at night, or my dad will build the boxes for me, So when I wrap lip balm, it's so funny because we'll have family dinner and I'll show up and I've got all the lip balms, like hundreds of them in bags, and I'm like, who's ready to wrap lip balm?
You're like, no more eating. It's balm time.
My sister's like, bye. Right? Yeah. So
You need Kid Mental to come over and play some music,
know,
some soapboxing music.
Shelly will clean up. It's all
Yes.
good. We
It'd
have
be
this
so
all figured
great.
out.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun.
team.
And my family is super supportive, right?
Oh
I mean,
my
they
God,
think
that's
it's
so
they
great.
think it's great, and we have so
It
much
is
fun.
great. We're so proud
doing
of you.
it.
Yeah. Pittsburgh
Most-
loves Pittsburgh. So
Right.
So
Most of
true.
us came out of COVID just admitting that we watched all the episodes of Tiger King, hoping like COVID.
And then-
I
Yeah.
know,
everybody.
right?
You're like,
Not
no,
you.
I created a soap company.
Yeah.
So
I was like watching,
Yeah.
like one of the things that I did was I was trying to learn how to do new techniques, right? And so I have to show off this like
That's
amazing
amazing.
soap.
I saw that.
So this is my
wow.
So
I
what
don't
you're
know where I'm at
showing
here.
is
Incline.
Oh, it's the incline. Yes.
and it goes.
Okay, and it's
through.
kind of like die cut almost as a soap.
So I
Yeah.
freehand carve this soap. Yeah,
No
it takes
kidding.
me 2 days, and it's a 3 recipe process.
Guys.
And so I saw somebody make a soap with a house in it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make the incline. And so I took their technique, and I calculated what I thought the percentages would be to do it,
Yeah.
and I nailed it on the first time.
Guys, if you're listening
couldn't
to
believe
if
it.
you're listening to it on the radio right now or the podcast, make sure
have
you go
to go
look at
look.
the video
Yeah.
because this is
You're not going to want to
incredible.
shower
With a
because
little
you don't want to
cloud.
ruin what it
I
looks
know.
like.
I'm really proud of it because not a lot of other, because it's a time intensive, right?
Yeah. Sure.
But people are really receptive to it. They love it, and I think for me, it goes back to those cruise ship days when I was far from home.
Yeah.
I was always looking for something to make me feel connected.
Sure.
Like I was homesick. People say, "Oh, well, it was so amazing. You were at the pyramids. You got to go to Turkey. You got to go to Greece. All these great places."
Right.
But at a certain point, 3 and 4 months in, you miss home.
Sure.
You miss
Sure.
the taste of certain foods. You missed,
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
the smell of
Yep.
the air. You miss those cloudy days.
Yeah.
I mean, you miss it, right?
So, not the cloudy days, but all
Or
right,
you're getting
listen.
things thrown at you.
Yeah,
by
they're
their
mad at
audience
you now.
This point. They're
All
like,
right,
no,
so Casey,
stop her
we
now.
have things we need to get through because we need to know where can everybody find you and follow you so they can order these amazing things and find out what shows you'll be attending, right?
Yeah, so I will post the events that I'm doing on my social media. I'm at PGH Worsh Co. And that's my website. And I bought all the domains, right? Because I was like, somebody's going to smell. Because people say, is it Warsh? And I'm like, nope, that's Ohio. We're Warsh.
Right. Yeah,
We're
get it
Warsh.
right.
Trust me, I researched it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I put a lot of thought into it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be Warsh if it was Warsh.
Yes.
So, yeah. So it's Pittsburgh Worsh Company or PGHWorshCo.com.
All right, give us a random thought.
Random thought. Don't listen, Kid Mental.
Don't listen. Oh, well, I have to say, I was a little thankful that I didn't have to go through a tunnel or cross a bridge to get here.
All right.
Today,
All right.
well, on my
Tunnel
drive
across
here.
a bridge. All right,
yeah,
got it.
We got
that's a very
face, Shelly.
Yeah.
And I
And
didn't
tunnel
want to
and
cross.
bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tunnel
and
and
the
bridge, Casey.
traffic on 28. Like,
Oh God!
yeah, was
don't say numbers.
yeah.
John gets so
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
All right, what did you bring us from for our junk drawer?
So,
Is it soap? That's all I want to know. Is this one of ours? You're gonna
well,
say
no.
no.
I mean, okay. I think
Wow.
you should take because of what
God
you
love
do.
her.
I
Oh,
think
God
you
love
should
her.
take the strawberry pretzel salad soap.
Oh, man.
I mean, okay, don't
Best
twist our
friend
arms.
status, number 10.
And I will say that it is fragranced. The top is strawberry and the bottom is a pretzel fragrance.
Oh my God!
So it's
my
two
God.
fragrances.
Amazing. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Show
not-
that. Show that off
my
right
God.
there.
Yeah. It's not pretty wrapped and it's got a little bubble in it, but it's good.
smell
It's
it. Yeah,
soap.
that
It's
is so
soap,
awesome.
right?
Oh, wow.
Oh, can I change my
That
random
does
thought?
smell
Change
like
your
pretzel.
random
I feel like I want to change the random thought.
Okay.
I like better if my face. I think I like everybody needs soap.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody
needs soap. There you
Everybody
go.
needs soap.
And
right.
listen, he will make you
Or-
a walk-up song.
I know.
or
Casey,
lip balm.
They're gonna
They're
get
gonna-
the
Lip
hook on
balm?
you. They're gonna get
Yeah,
the
so
hook
that's
on you.
from my junk drawer.
Oh my
All
God!
right.
We
Yeah.
Right? But also,
Black and yellow, thank you.
you have to have some gum
A
bands.
gum band.
Gum
Okay.
band.
Gum
Two.
bands. And sadly, I'm giving you one of my pickle
A
pins.
pickle pin. No, you can. Do you want to keep that?
It-
we'll
okay.
let you. We'll
it
let
was
you.
sick of our guests like keeping the
We'll
stuff
let
they
you
give
keep
us.
the pickle
Like,
pin.
Stop
Okay.
We can negotiate. We'll let you keep the pickle
All right,
pin
thanks.
for the lip balm.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
It was hard. It was
All right.
hard.
I absolutely adore Pittsburgh Worsh. Support local. We love her. Follow her, and we get to talk Kid Mental next on YaJagoff Late Night.
Hey all, it is Jay here at Rohrich Mazda. So for many of you that might have got, I don't know, glasses or contacts and just don't quite remember this very cute face, 2 dead giveaways. You know, just look for the bow tie or look for me carrying the Starbucks. Many of you have got to share some coffee with me. I just wanted to kind of reintroduce myself, but more importantly, express my gratitude. October has always been a big month of gratitude for me personally on a way that I can thank all of my customers throughout the years. Anything that you would like me to address, whether it be with your current vehicle, a future vehicle, I'm always here to help. And I think that is the key differentiator. Mainly this video is just to wrap up to let you know this face is still here to help. So if you need anything at all, I'm a phone call, an email, or a text message away, guys. It's always a pleasure catching up with you, and I really look forward to kind of doing this throughout the future to stay in touch with you all.
If my younger self could see me doing these things now, I wouldn't believe it. To be a steam fitter, you need to be a problem solver. You can do instrumentation, hydronics, chillers, rigging, HVAC. I have this wonderful opportunity to grow my career.
It's not what you are that makes you a steam fitter. It's who you are. Over 100 years, and we're just getting started.
So we've been making that pizza and selling it since 2017, and nothing has changed on there. Same soap versata and same Mike's Hot Honey on it. We're really proud of it. We call this building the House the Hot Dad built.
You mentioned cooking at home. Now this is really where this started for you, right? Just doing it with the family at home?
Yeah, cooking at home. My wife, she's the best cook in our family by far, and she likes starting little projects. She'll see something, and randomly back in, it was 15 or 16, and she said she wanted to try making our own pizza at home. I was all for it because I love eating pizza. I said, let's get started right now. The final touch is cutting it and then putting the Mike's Hot Honey directly on top of the pizza. We cut our pizzas into 6.
I feel like I'm gaining calories just looking at
Oh, this pizza's fermented. It's beautiful. It's in the world of pizza. This is going to be the low-cal pizza, in my opinion.
Sure.
We use whole milk mozzarella on there. I use just really good crushed tomatoes from New Jersey. So there's not a lot going on.
We're still talking. Hey, it's John and Rachel. YaJagoff late night. I'm sorry.
It's
we
okay.
were so excited to talk to Kid Mental.
You could tell.
Here's the best part. I was like, I'm so sorry because Monica and Michaela are mad, and Kid Mental's like, it's fine. Just keep going. He's like, ignore those two.
It's fine.
Kid Mental is here. We met you on an Aaron Kleiber podcast during COVID.
COVID, baby.
Yes.
COVID was probably the highest peak of my life.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, as a musician.
Yeah.
People actually paid you for what you were worth.
That is a good point.
It was ridiculous.
Yes.
Right.
You know, not to start at this point, but I will, because our dear friend Lee Pugliano, do you know Lee?
Lee
Pugliano.
Pugliano.
Her
No, I don't.
father was instrumental in bringing the steel pan from the islands over here, and she teaches. Yeah, she's barrels to Beethoven.
He makes them.
Are you for real?
Yes.
He makes them.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Now I
she
want one.
is very, 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 very into the fact that we need more equity, especially in our music industry.
do.
You
We
are so
definitely
right.
do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
Don't
everybody
just-
has to work for a fair wage versus undercutting each other, as heard, Danny.
All right, let's get off our soapboxes. Let's get
listen,
off our
so tell us about Kid Mental, because nobody really knows the secret behind Kid Mental. What do you do?
You're just this great guy.
I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
In 2000, I'm pretty sure it was 18. I started the free theme song initiative.
Yes.
And it's several different campaigns. I started with doing theme songs where I take personal information from you, and then I create a song about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gradually went to the keepsakes. So the keepsake was if you wanted to make a song for him, and then you would tell me everything about him, and then I would make a song about it. And it just turned into new things and more things, and it's
kind of
been
like
a
when
fun
people
thing.
go on the internet and get those weird celebrities to say happy birthday, cousin
Cameo.
Joe, but yours
yeah.
yours is organic,
Yes.
and you're local,
Yes.
and we could support local by
And
going
I
to your
actually got
place.
accepted to Cameo. So I'm on Cameo now. So
Oh,
cameo.com/kidmental.
But better
There you go.
margins on your website.
Yes.
Yes.
On my website, definitely better margins.
Right. So the reason
That's
why,
awesome.
if you're listening to this on the podcast or the radio, is the reason why he sounds different is because you're doing a little bit of mixing as
He's
we
wiki.
go along here. Right?
Wiki,
Just a tiny
wiki,
bit.
wiki.
Just a little bit. That's all. Just
Oh
a
my
tiny little bit.
That's a little creepy.
And
I felt
you
like I was in a
created
scary
few
movie.
things
I
for
hate that.
Jagoff, as
Oh,
a
you
matter
did.
of fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jagoff.
Let's hear it.
There you go. So whenever your show starts, you can use.
Oh my God, he just gave that to us. I thought soap was the highlight of
It's
my night.
absolutely free. You can go to drops.kidmental.com and pick it up. I sent it to Monica so she has all the.
Oh, you and Monica.
And for
She always
John,
has best friends.
John Chamberlain.
My kids are
Whenever
going to
you
think
come
I'm
on.
so cool.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Rachel.
They won't.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow,
Right?
I've
That's for
never.
you.
Rennebeck never sounded so good.
No.
I don't know if you want to cut early and go to the Jag Junk Drawer.
Oh my God, we
have it
need
right
that.
over there if you
Jag
want
Junk
that.
Someone swipe a credit card on his website. We need to buy that right now.
Donate.kidmental.com. There you
So
go.
here's the crazy thing is that we have Jack Johnny Angel
Jack
here
Johnny
in-
Angel. Johnny
and
Angel, baby.
He is a traditionalist.
He is.
And we have told
Yes.
him about looping and people we've met that are
Yes.
very talented.
Yes.
He's like,
hell no.
oh my.
But he comes in and because you're here, he brought
Yeah.
a cheese tray, he
Yes,
brought
he brought a
pepperoni
cheese- look at
because
that.
he respects what you do.
He
How
respects-
awesome is that? A traditionalist, doo-wop traditionalist like Johnny
Yes.
Angel loves
Yes.
what you do. That's
Thank you.
super cool.
Yes, I love to bring it back to the doo-wop. I like
Yeah.
that's if you can listen to, you can hear it like the jazziness, the
Yeah.
smooth, the soul. I like to do it and mix it up. So yeah.
I mean, before we actually get into, we're going to have you do some mixing and things like that.
Uh-huh.
But what really sparked this? Because people say, I became a musician because this is a unique art. It is. It's such a unique art. What got you
It's
into
different. There's like three different things. the first thing that got me into music was listening to horrible music.
Okay.
So I was just like,
Like
yo,
what? What's
this could be
horrible
done
music? Like
better. I grew up in a Christian setting.
Okay.
So I love hip hop.
Bless them, because
I do love hip hop, but like when I was growing up, the Christian hip hop was just was like I mean, still to this day it's preachy, but there are some really good artists out there, but listening to the preachiness was just too much for me.
Too much, sure.
So that's part of the why I like started being a musician and writing myself, because I was like, yo, you could present the same message. You don't got to be preachy about it.
Okay.
You know.
Fair.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
There's so many ways of doing it, but they were just so
expressive,
straightforward.
right? So
yeah.
it's expressive to what you want to express.
Yeah. The second thing was I wanted a band. I had 3 kids, and for some reason I was picking up people across the way and coming back home to try to do a band stuff, and then people were calling off and nobody wanted to come, nobody wanted to do anything, and I'm like, dude, I got 3 kids. Like, you have no kids.
Yeah.
Can we get together? Can we do this? You're coming to my house. Like, I'm picking you up and you're still not coming.
Yeah.
So one of my friends was like, hey, why don't you just loop? And I was like, because I don't have a looper. And they were like, I have a looper. And I was like, really? And I was like, I'll let you borrow it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get it to work. And so I got it, right?
Sure.
It was a small looper, just a pedal looper.
Yeah.
That's it. And I started, my kids got older, and I was like, yo, I can start doing shows. They're older. I don't have to, like, be home as much. And so I started doing shows with a looper instead of a band, and I was enjoying it. And the reason why I did it with a looper is the fact that I'm so tired of going to any venue and people regurgitating their songs. I can listen to that on Spotify, and a lot of times it's because they don't have a band, and so they're just letting a backtrack go.
Yeah.
And so you have a backtrack and some singer, and that's it. And you're like, how is this entertainment? So I wanted to be more of a showman and say, like, let's do something new every single time and do something different every single time. So I picked up the looper and I started working with it, started doing it, and it actually made sense,
Sure.
And I was like, this is fitting together. And the third thing, I was a delivery driver, and I would go throughout Pittsburgh from the east side. So it was uptown all the way to Edgewood.
Okay.
And I would deliver to hundreds of people, and I would meet these different people at different jobs, different places. And I was like, yo, like, people don't realize how 6 degrees of separation we were just talking about. Kevin
Yes,
Bacon.
right.
People don't realize that we're connected all around here. We're on our little bubbles here and there and everything. And I was like, how about I create, and the first, this Free Thing Song Initiative, the first, actually the hashtag is My Job Theme Song. That's what it is. So if you look up My Job Theme Song, you'll find most of my stuff from that. And it was My Job Theme Song because it was like, hey, did you realize that this person right here is affecting your life? Did you know that this other person is affecting your life? And that's what I was trying to do. I was like, tell me what your name is. Tell me what your job is. Tell me what you like about your job, what you hate about your job. What is your job? And so I would sing the song back, and I would learn. I would learn what their job was through the song, but then I would regurgitate it back to other people, and then they're like, oh, that's what that job is. This is pretty cool, and then it would just
got to stick.
Yeah, and it would start morphing into.
All right,
different
listen.
things.
I want to know. I want to hear the whole junk drawer thing again. So we're gonna go to the 412 do's. Come back, get the little junk drawer, and then we have a couple of sayings that we want him to go.
Right.
Okay. Random thoughts.
You want us
by
to
Kid
improv
Mental.
Random thoughts.
Yeah,
right?
just random things, because that's how it works.
And
Challenge
here's
accepted.
Jared from Visit Pittsburgh with a 412 do's.
Hello everyone, I'm Jared Bundy with Visit Pittsburgh, and these are your 412 do's of the week. This week I'm very excited to share all kind of things that are kind of across the map with you, so hopefully you hear something, makes your ears perk up and gets you out and about this weekend. First up, 2 cons I want to bring to your attention. One is Horror Realm Con 2024. That's going to be all this weekend at the Crown Plaza, Pittsburgh South. That's going to entail all sorts of celebrities from horror, new, old, classic, pretty much every genre of horror. We'll have some sort of representation there for photo ops, autographs, everything you can want from some of the top names in horror. And you know, Pittsburgh has an awesome horror heritage, right? We're the home of Night of the Living Dead. In fact, we had a study last year that we saw that said Pittsburgh has more horror films filmed in this city than pretty much any other city in the United States. So make sure you go out and support that. Should be a great time. Also, if you're into vinyl, if you're a record collector, we have tons of great shops throughout Pittsburgh. But you also want to check out the Pittsburgh Record Convention Spring Show. That's going to be just on March 2nd at the Westview Banquet Hall. And that's going to be a great place where a lot of these vendors and outside vendors will be coming together to exhibit all of the great stuff that they have to show you. And that's going to include not just LPs, but 45s, cassettes. There's going to be new vinyl releases, posters, memorabilia, all sorts of things to check out if you're a vinyl collector like me. Also, to bring to your attention, and I think this will fit anyone's interest, is the Pittsburgh Pizza Passport. Right. Pittsburgh Pizza Passport. Not only is that really fun to say, and I love the alliteration, it's also going to take you to 18 different pizza places across Pittsburgh to see which is the best. Who has the best za in Pittsburgh, right? We did a Instagram post maybe a couple weeks ago about some of our favorite pizza places, some places to put on your radar, and there's still comments, debates raging. So now you can get your passport, go out, and you solve it. Who has the best pizza in Pittsburgh? And let's end with a little bit of theater, okay? You know, the Benedum Center, the Cultural District, all of that gets a bunch of well-deserved attention for the world-class productions they put on. But be sure to check out the theaters all around the city that are putting on great productions as well. You have the new Hazlitt Theater, they're doing And Then They Came For Me, Remembering the World of Anne Frank. That's going to be going on the next 2 weekends, March 1st through the 3rd, and then the 8th through the 10th. As well as Fat Ham, that's going to be in City Theater, that's in the South Side, and they're going to be putting on that production starting this weekend and running all the way through March 24th. And sadly, I'm running out of time already, so I just got to fit this in real quick. Please go to our website, visitpittsburgh.com, find this and all of these events and so much more going on in the city, and be sure to follow us on social media, argue your favorite pizza, make your case, and we're happy to talk to you there. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.
It's John and Rachel, and it's Rachel.
It's Rachel.
And John Chamberlain.
It's John Chamberlain.
And thanks to Tracy, Kid Mental is here. Tracy.
Tracy cut the low.
So you do a bunch of improv. You challenged us to have things ready to go. So on our Facebook page, we did a bunch of questions, but just say, tell us what's on your mind randomly. We're going to throw those out. But Casey earlier, her thing was everybody needs soap.
Everybody needs soap.
Everybody needs soap. Yeah, yeah, no. I said everybody needs soap. Yeah, yeah, I said everybody
Casey, this is your
needs
commercial.
soap.
Get this on video.
Yeah, yeah, I said everybody needs soap. Yeah, yeah, you gotta get that soap and put it in the crack. Gotta do this every time, you gotta get it back. Gotta get that soap. Yeah, it tastes good. No, it don't taste good, but it just smells so fragrant. You gotta keep it again. You gotta check it, yeah, gotta keep it fragrant. I mean flagrant. I mean not flagrant. We gonna do this, yeah, soap making. Everybody needs soap. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Everybody needs soap.
All right, we got another one coming up. For everybody listening, you have to go watch the video because he is literally mixing this right here. Kid
All right, listen,
Mental.
we have to get to Shelly.
Shelly's
random thought. Her face was hot.
Shelly's random thought. Her face was hot.
How about we rhyme? I think he wants us to go along with him.
All right, now we have one for one of our comments. Do it. Throw one in there.
And my face is hot. I'm a Jago. Jago. I'm a 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 Jago. Football. I'm a Jago. I'm a Jago. I'm a Jago. I'm a Jago.
Keep going. Give another page, Reach. And as we're doing this, we're going to use this as our music pin to say thank you to Casey for being on. Thank you to Shelly Duffy. Thank you to Kid Mental. Thank you to Rohrich, Automotive, and Q92.9 for hosting us.
Did you say Dryer Vent Wizard?
Not yet.
All right.
Do it. Dryer Vent Wizard.
Dryer Vent
And remember, we're here every Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. We record. Go Kid Mental. One more page. One more page from the comments.
We will do our junk tour with him for a separate video, so check it out.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us on YaJagoff Late Night.
Pancakes.